pistol. Look at it. It's so nice.
That's cool. Can I do that?
Wow.
Nice intro.
No, see, it works for my book. Oh.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Glooming Alien TTRPG, brought to you by Penny for a Tale and these amazing people, who I'm just calling the No Land Beyond crew.
Yeah,
That makes
that's
the
what
most
we
sense.
are.
Yeah. You may notice that you can't see me. It is because I am near you, so don't worry about it. It's fine. Yeah. Other than that, actually, let me see if you guys can see it. Boom! So yeah, definitely, this has been this is an ongoing campaign that we will be doing for the next month or however long it takes for these people to go crazy and die. I'm super excited to have 3 people, and I'm ready to kind of hop in. So before, we have a special little thing that we're doing, a little kind of flashback. But before that, why doesn't everyone kind of introduce themselves? And we'll start with Mike.
Aw, man. I'm Mike. I'm the owner of a little board game bar in Baltimore called No Land Beyond. I like games. My favorite game is Magic. And I love Divinity, Original Sin. I'm a stupid nerd. Pass.
All right, Nellie.
My name is Nellie. I work with Mike at No Land Beyond. I'm a Baltimore-based visual artist. This is my first role-playing venture. I'm very interested. I am a mild game player, but definitely an MTGer. Stands for Magic the Gathering.
Oh, it doesn't stand for mounting?
You're a Magic the
Mountain.
Gatherer.
Yep. That's about it.
All right, excellent. I will skip over Harrison because he's gone. Oh wait, there he is.
Yeah, I was right there. I was right there. You just can't see me as soon as I see. I'm Harrison. I'm a big fan of role-playing games. Also a local artist, and just super stoked to be able to play some pretend with my friends.
Woo-wee.
Magic pretend times. Meaghan.
I am Meaghan. I'm very new to RPGing. Fun fact, I don't have a Twitch account, so I can't comment and tell Zealot 60 to die. But they
60,
should.
61, and that's
61.
your sister. You should not say those mean things.
So, if I could comment, I would.
Hello, Zealot 61.
No.
Welcome.
Ignore her.
Yeah. Hello, Zealot61. We are happy you are here because you do have a Twitch account and
Damn.
thus are supporting the channel. And we love you for being here. And there's that special shout out for you. It's really an honor to know and to have you here.
I need to get a Twitch account.
Yeah.
I should do
Jeri.
that.
My name is Jeri and/or Jerica. I am Baltimore-based, friend of No Land Beyond. Nerd light. I don't play that many games, but I enjoy them. Happy to play. I'm also going to do a sister shout out. Umi Root in the chat room.
What up?
Little sis.
Oh,
Yeah, excited to play.
You're way nicer to your sister.
I am, so I have to be.
I'm younger.
One day. All right, so we have 2 individuals who are going to lead us through a flashback.
What about Nellie? You did this last time, Mitch.
Huh? No, we
Did you
just
do
Oh,
Nellie?
we did.
Oh my
Nellie
god!
Oh my
I think Nellie went. I think you
I
weren't paying
quit.
attention.
I'm out.
Jeez,
Hey, Nellie.
Mike.
Man, Mike.
Oh my god! Right in front of my friends.
I
I'm
know,
embarrassing
right?
myself in front of my friends.
Oh, all right. So Mike and Harrison are going to give us a little flashback there. So I am going to throw the screen over to them, and we'll see what happens.
Cool. So where we last left off, the crew was staring at poor Jeremy's broken body, And as Scooter is looking at this broken body, he sort of is brought back to a flashback from week 1, and the scene begins hovering over Scooter's eyes. They abruptly open. He's on his bunk and he's staring straight ahead. His hands are nestled behind his head as his tongue darts over an old scar on the inside of his cheek. He can't sleep tonight. The excitement of the doctor's discovery is just too much. He stares a bit longer, then jumps out of bed. He doesn't think to put on his overalls, just grabs his tool bag and heads out into the service tunnels. Outside his bunk room, the place is dead, eerily quiet. The colonists aren't set to arrive for nearly 2 months. It's Scooter's duty to prepare the way, and Scooter does his duty. But tonight isn't about duty. Tonight is about feeling alive. He walks past the bunk rooms of his new colleagues, freshly woken from stasis. Fresh meat, as they say. He tiptoes past Bambi's bunk. He can hear her snore deeply, and he knows she won't wake for anything. He slips by the doctor's bunk. He's extra quiet here. A beam of light from under the door indicates the good doctor is still up and at him. He slips by the marshal and blesses himself, almost genuflects before he catches himself. Finally, past the corpo, Ms. Shores. He doesn't spare that room a second glance. He arrives outside the door to the doctor's lab. Soon it won't be the doctor's. Soon it'll be teeming with assistants and researchers and all kinds of folk he wishes he was. No matter. The door is locked fast with an authorization code. No matter. Scooter wasn't hired to the away team for his looks. He deftly works the keypad, gently pulling off the faceplate to reveal the guts underneath. A minute or two later and he's in. Inside, the smell is breathtaking. Magic marker, xylene, bitter almond, cyanide, rotten eggs, hydrogen sulfide, and his favorite, formaldehyde. Scooter ticks off the smells in his brain, reciting them from books he had read back home in the closet of whichever house he was thrust into at the time. He flicks on his flashlight and scans the room, breathing deeply until he finds it. There. It's a beautiful specimen, something pulled from the depths of the ocean, something once alive. Its beauty beggars reality, and all Scooter can do for brief moments is stare. It's behind glass, which Scooter removes. It's all flesh and pinchers and tentacles and teeth, and it's the most gorgeous thing he's ever laid eyes on. He looks around for something, anything with which to discover it. He finds on a work desk a pair of scissors and a dull scalpel. That'll have to do. Tools are a necessary evil in his line of work, though he prefers to work with his hands. He walks back to his beauty and he stares gently at it. A small, sad, shy smile plays at the corner of his mouth. He stabs it. 3 quick pumps, and its body is open to him. He drops the tools and opens it with his hand, and oh, the smell. Oh, the rapture. Oh, the lights turn on. Scooter jumps, hits his head on the operating table lamp. The doctor stands at the doorway, mouth agape, and Scooter feels shame. Doc, it's not what it's...
That's all right, Scooter. It's all right. What did you find here, pal?
Scooter looks down at the floor, at his red hands and his near nakedness. I found it doesn't seem to have vertebrae, boss. Looks to me like it's a carnivore from its teeth there, boss. Do you see? Looks to me like it ate whole schools of things. You can see here on its stomach, similar looking organisms of a swimming nature there, boss. As he's talking, his face lights up. He talks more and more quickly and jumbles his words. His shame and fear seem to ebb away. The doctor inches closer and gently removes the tools out of Scooter's reach. He takes Scooter's hands and calmly pulls them away from the specimen, and they dwarf his own. Scooter pauses at this type of familiarity, but he doesn't pull away. He stops talking and looks down at the floor again. I fucked up. Did I, boss?
Yes, you fucked up, Scoot, but it's all right. Now you're going to have to listen to me. This is going nowhere, and this is going to stay between us. We all have secrets, and I understand. If you get urges like this again, I need you to come to me. I want you to come to me. You got it, buddy? We're stuck alone on this wet rock down in this tube, and we need to stick together. And we can't lose you. You're far too valuable.
You got it, boss.
All right, Scooter, get on out, get yourself cleaned up. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow.
Scooter, ashamed and chagrined, but glad for the chance at some kind of connection with the good doctor, slinks out of the room. Well, inasmuch as any 7-foot-tall person can slink in a floating hamster cage. The doctor watches as he goes, his eyes lingering on the door for a bit. He turns and surveys the mess Scooter made and whispers, "Fuck." He heads out, closes the door, and locks it again behind him. On his way back, he stops by Gibbs's door and quietly knocks. A disheveled and sleeping Marshall greets him.
Marshall, I hope you don't mind if I call you Gibbs. We've got a bit of a sensitive problem. May have missed something to see a psych eval. May I step in?
The scene ends as the door closes behind him. Down the hall, Scooter is in his bed, eyes open but far off, his red right hand gently caressing the rabbit's foot chained around his neck. Scene.
Excellent. I love it. Thank you guys for that. So, with that.
My stars! My heart's nearly leaped out of my chest!
So with that on, two of our individuals' minds staring in this dark elevator of your boy Jeffrey, twisted like a pretzel, with blood leaking out of his ears into a pool on the floor. But it's nice because the elevator floor kind of has these little seams at the surrounding it that let such fluids leak down into the just kind of maintenance of the whole ship. So no doubt eventually you will taste some of this blood in the water.
Recycled water.
Yeah, recycled, cleaned, and purified for your lips.
Company standards by you. Like with intolerance, so there might be a little bit of poo in that water.
Yeah.
A bit of blood.
Baltimore water. It's fine.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about, actually. There is a little bit of poo in that water.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's good for you.
So, how does everyone respond?
I mean, Scooter is just jammed open the elevator, and maybe he doesn't see Jeremy at first, and is just like, "See what I did?" and like, "Oh."
Yeah, so the body's in the bottom of this elevator shaft.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Wait, so is the elevator down, or it's just like an open shaft?
It's down. So the elevator really is just this platform that is raised up by steel cords on each of its corners.
Oh, Jesus.
So less of an elevator, more just kind of a platform.
Like a shitty industrial freight elevator.
Exactly. With this kind of very
scary.
thin plastic-like membrane that goes all the way to the surface that hardens whenever it moves up and down. So right now it's just kind of like this very fluid-looking plastic membrane that reaches up to the surface. Of course, there's no light, so you can't really see much of anything, and the only light that's kind of pouring into the elevator shaft is the lights that you guys are shining upon it, as well as a few little lights in the hallway.
Scooter, can you get the fuck out of the way so that we can look at what the hell's going on?
All right, Miss Shores. You
Just
tell
be-
me to do one thing, and then you tell me to do another. Oh my fucking good lord! As he sees Jeremy's dead body.
Doctor, can you tell us what's going on here? I mean, we were just talking to him. Gibbs,
Yeah,
right? Like, we just talked to him.
Yeah, this was less than an hour ago. Gibbs is shining his light on him. It's like, doctor, can you tell how long he's been here like this?
Yeah, I'm gonna get down on one knee and like pull out of my bag like plastic gloves, like slap on plastic gloves, and then I have I take my maybe flashlight and do the mouth flashlight thing, put the mouth of my flashlight, because that's how that works, and then like kind of get closer to it, and I guess I'll roll and analyze just to see like what is like. Basically, I want to figure out how he died. If I can learn anything about that.
So
Does that make
He's
sense?
still alive though, right?
He shouldn't be, though you see his eyes moving about. I mean, like his back legs have been twisted up. The kneecap has shattered. Bits of bone are kind of protruding from the flesh. Though there's not much blood around his legs. His arms look like they've been kind of twisted, so the skin is wrapped around almost like Play-Doh. Yeah.
When you like
twisted
break
around.
a chicken wing off of
Yeah.
a chicken and it doesn't like disconnect all the way, like
Mhm.
But
that.
can we do some kind of like check to see if this obviously wasn't a fall?
Well, I mean, if I see his eyes pop open, I'm like, I think he's still alive, and I'm gonna take my flashlight out and be like, can you hear me? Like blink if you can hear me.
Yeah, when your flashlight goes over the eyes, there's almost this you see the pupils kind of shift and move, almost retracting into the head. There's definitely a reaction, but if you would like to know more, you can creep forward onto this platform. And
I'll do that.
get a little bit
I'm like, there's the doctor's like, it's not fear going through his mind, it's like pure excitement. He's like, this should be a dead body. Like seeing these wounds, he's not like a very good like medical doctor, but like he maybe did a couple rounds, you know what I mean, and stitched some people back up a little way, and like this person should be dead. And so he wants to know, so he's going to like take a step forward, flashlight in hand, and I'm gonna say his bag is like on the ground behind him outside the door, because he was gonna like, you know, he set it down, put his motion tracker in there, and just like gets a little closer.
Excellent. Creepy.
Does Scooter notice anything funky about the elevator itself while he's staring at the scene before the doctor takes a step on a suspect piece of equipment?
Yeah, other than the lack of blood, nothing is really off about, and the body, of course. Nothing is really off with the shaft itself. It looks just like it does when it's not in use. Though typically the standard has been to keep one platform down and one platform up. And this one is down, so the assumption could be that the other one is up, though you kind of know
One of them is broken, right?
Yeah, that one
Everyone's
is
broken.
broken.
So we're assuming basically like this one came down, the other one went up, something happened, that one's broken.
Mhm.
This is the only way up and down we have right now.
Correct.
With this man whose big body's been pretzeled into the shape of what I can imagine as Jiminy Cricket.
Pretzel.
Pretzel?
Like a
Cricket, pretzels. Yeah.
They're pretzeled
pretzels.
into the shape of a
Hmm.
pretzel.
Wait, hold on a second. Didn't Jeffrey tell me that both elevators were broken?
Just one.
No, it's just one.
elevator
Oh,
was,
just one.
was broken.
I thought this was the elevator that we fixed or we're fixing.
This one is, all these elevators needed maintenance and continual one because the kind of plastic rigidity needs constant maintenance. But the other one is the only one that was down for commission.
Got it.
This one has been particularly resilient. So, Dr. Penrose, how's it going?
I feel great. I'm
Cool.
excited. I have a feeling I may lose one of my two hands, which I'm fond of since I only have two of them. But I want to move it. I want to see what happens.
Yeah. So
I would put my hands on it, honestly. Like if I see it moving, I would do it. I'm a doctor,
Yay.
man. I'm a
Yeah.
man of science.
Yeah. If you ever imagine those little toys that you had when a kid, those wrestlers that kind of stretch out, that is what happens. Like this little almost slow movement of this snake-like hand with the skin stretching out. So you see the flesh kind of tear off from each other as the bones elongate and wrap around Dr. Penrose's neck. Immediately,
Ow.
like red in the face, as this whatever is happening, the eyes rolled back in the back of this Jeffrey's head, but this elongated right arm is wrapped around Dr. Penrose's neck and choking him.
Can I shoot
Okay.
it?
Got my flashlight. That's all I
Yeah,
can do.
you can.
Like I drew my gun before. Like, can I just like I'm gonna shoot it now?
Yeah, roll to shoot.
Roll
Oh,
to shoot.
Shoot me!
Would that be considered ranged combat since I'm not in the elevator?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So I roll my attribute plus my skill or just my skill?
Your attribute
Yes.
plus your skill, and then on you're gonna need to keep your stress dice separate and roll those as well.
Right. Okay, I only have one stress.
Action Bambi.
Well, I have 5, it's 7 dice.
Yeah.
I'm really
Okay.
scared.
I rolled 2 6s,
Ooh.
and stress is not a 1. So
Perfect. All right. Excellent. So a gunfire goes off. And where are you aiming at, Bambi? Are you going for the
I
kill
would
shot?
I would aim at the thing's head.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
That doesn't sound excellent.
No, it's fine. It's almost like if you ever watched a suit in the deep compress because of a opening in it. It just the head just kind of,
Like a balloon.
yeah, it's just kind of, it sucks itself in and then just goes and opens up, blooming like a flower, and this kind of dark liquid pours out of its face and all over Dr. Penrose. There are these, and especially in this darkness of the elevator, you notice these like fluorescent little glowing, almost like fireflies in the midst of this liquid as it's pouring out over Dr. Penrose and kind of moving out of the platform into the crevices on the exterior, dripping down into the system.
So
But
has it let go of him? at
yeah,
all?
Dr. Penrose, you can kind of like it's still kind of tight, but you can start pulling it off of you.
I imagine I'm
gently.
covered in whatever blood goo and
Yeah, it's
fluorescent
like water.
jujubes.
Like there is
Water?
no blood at all. It's water, and kind of a little darker tint with having these very fluorescent, almost firefly.
Have you
lights.
guys seen James and the Giant Peach?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember how those little things like that's all I can think of is it's just
Yeah, I
like
love
we'll
those.
just see like little flashes and like Dr. Penrose I imagine is like and like as he's like pulling it off he just sees one of them and like he's probably like pulling it off try and like grab for one of them just to like see
Does the
what it
thing
is.
does the thing holding him let go of its grip?
I think he said it's loosened. Like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like
like-
I'm
it's
like
like
working it.
loosened.
I'm on the ground in the corner,
Okay.
just like.
I'm probably gonna say, "Oh fuck," and back up.
Yeah. Everyone get a stress.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
take a stress. So I think a Scooter's
With his
stress.
long arms.
Scooter's also a duo, so he does, and he kind of is like, "Oh fuck, Doc," and like simultaneously, I would say, like he drops his bag and immediately pulls out his cutting torch, and like goes and kind of tries to grab the doctor by his collar. And as he's doing that with his cutting torch, he's just gonna go like and like see if he can kind of like put a flame to any of these like floating, dots, and pull the doctor out of the
Yeah.
and like get the fuck back, everyone.
Yeah, you can pull Dr. Penrose out, trying to manipulate these very tiny fluorescent glowing lights that kind of come on and off like fireflies. It's trying to catch dust. It's just they're way too small for you to kind of manipulate in any way. And now because of where you're at, most of the water has kind of gone off to the side of the elevator and is dripping down into the system. But you can tear Penrose from this elongated hand.
Great.
Is anything happening to the doctor's body?
No, it's other than its head compressing and then exploding.
No,
So
I mean
nothing really.
Oh, this doctor.
Doctor.
Yeah, I was like, Jeffrey's
Me?
not a doctor. I figure he took like a PhD class in like home ec sometime during.
Yes,
yeah.
the old
Computer programming.
Yeah. The doctor, other than like wet, he looks fine.
Yeah, he's kind of panicky, I think.
Yeah, there's like the red mark around the neck, like skin, almost like a burn.
Are the things still floating around, or did they disappear?
So the things are kind of intermingled into the water, and they're all kind of dripping away. So there's a little bit of these fluorescent lights on the ground, but they're slowly draining down the elevator shaft.
Do these lights look like the? Well, I guess you said that the water outside,
The brine.
the brine. That's what I am thinking as a player, not necessarily as Scooter. But
Yeah,
like-
Well,
there's
Gibbs
the
and I,
brine
Gibbs
and
and
the
I would notice if
fluorescence
it looked like the
together. Yeah.
brine, right?
It does not. To kind of give a better picture, there's a ocean, a beach, somewhere in the world, where there's like this fluorescent, there's like this light that kind of sparkles, because of I think a form of bacteria, and it very much looks like that, like this blue bright, that almost like sparkles. So it's kind of like this sparkled water. Brought to you by No Land Beyond.
I think I would reach for my bag and try and grab see if I could just had an empty test tube to try and scoop something up real quick. Should I roll something to do that?
No, you can get like a little bit of it.
Like maybe it looks like there's a little bit of glitter in that bottle, like my little test tube.
Yeah, it kind of goes like it comes and goes like a heartbeat, a very
cool.
slow heartbeat.
I think I have a small sample, but we need to figure out what the hell just happened. Is that Jeffrey?
Oh, that's his name, Jeffrey, not Jeremy.
Or is it Jeremy? I can't remember. I
No,
feel
his
really
name
bad.
was Jeffrey Ball.
I never
Stupid
learned
guy.
it.
I kept saying Jeremy Baramy.
Well,
Yes, and that's not his name, I don't believe.
might be part of the reason why I didn't like us that much. We couldn't remember his name.
I was thinking it was because I still have his sunglasses.
I was gonna mention the sunglasses.
I forgot about that.
I mean-
no, he seemed to like me.
So
Well, we're not really having this conversation because we're very scared.
I would like to do an analysis check on that body now. That
Yeah.
it's definitely not moving. I think I would shaky hands, grab my flashlight out of the blood and gore, and just I still got my gloves on, and I would try and get a closer look. Now that its head is exploded and it dropped me, I'm I'll be a little more cautious as I put my hands on it to analyze it. You know what I mean? But I still will be kind of a little fearless. You know what I mean? Well, it almost killed me once and it didn't, so I don't think it'll get up again.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
All
All right, go ahead and roll.
Is this observation?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Touch it.
It's so bad.
you also can ask what kind of problems that.
Oh,
weird color
dude,
stuff
juice, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Wow.
Ooh.
You can do it. You can do it.
So we lose.
I have a analysis pulled up, and I get to ask, is it human or alien? I get to ask one of these 4 questions, and I'm just gonna pull. I'm gonna do, is it human or alien? Is the first one.
It is human.
Okay. I'm not gonna do, is it dead or alive?
Are you sure? I
Actually,
guess we
yeah.
should.
No, I'm gonna do that. I have 4 questions. Do I think it might get up again? Because it also that body, I didn't think it was gonna move when I got up.
Yeah, it is live. And you know this kind of, so the head bloomed would be a better explanation of what happened. Compressed and bloomed, so bits and fragments of its skull are twisted and bursting like a beautiful sunflower.
It's not dead.
Yeah,
it's still alive.
You see, like the veins, the blood is still pulsing, moving. The flesh is still responding. There is still life within this thing.
Okay, I have 2 more questions. I'm trying to think. Either what problems do I think that this could cause? It says right here you have to answer truthfully, but you're allowed to give vague and incomplete answers. So like, without
I
spoiling,
ain't gotta
obviously.
do nothing.
Yeah, I guess of like the
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
that came out, right?
Yeah. So what came out is not natural for a human body.
Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah.
Weird.
Unless you're Scooter, then maybe. Or drinking
Don't
no.
call him Scooter the Shooter for nothing.
Oh no.
But you can tell that there was a large amount of water in the skull cavity, significantly more than what is normally in a human skull. It looks like whatever this stuff was strictly contained within the skull, and you don't see any of these kind of like the strange water elsewhere, like looking down, because you have this lovely view down the throat into the stomach, the blood in the veins and the gore of it. It's beautiful. It's almost like staring into a galaxy that's gone dark. No stars. So.
I have one more question, and I could do what's its purpose, or how old is it, or how does it work? So I am gonna ask the group to help me decide what question. And the first person that says something is what we're gonna do.
How does it work?
I was gonna say,
Alright.
how does it work?
All right,
How
cool.
does it work?
Yeah, so I guess I would want to know, like, I guess like technically is like, how are these things, like, I guess it sounds like from what you're saying, like they're kind of like hijacking the brain in a way, and I just want to know more about that.
Yeah.
How it do that though?
It looks just kind of from your initial look over the body, a theory comes into your mind, one that kind of takes you back to the old stories that Americans came over and colonized and did horrific things in the name of, as well as others. This kind of pool of eternity, the ability to this water-like substance that can grant you eternal life. It looks like this water-like fluid could be potentially keeping this body alive for good or ill, because dear God, you would not want to be alive with your head blossoming before you and in this sort of pretzel-like shape.
So
Speak
that's
for yourself.
that was a juicy use of my scientist talent, and the juiciest thing is that successful roll is going to release everyone's stress level by 1 within short range. So I think.
And we only get 1, right? It's not 1 per success.
Correct. Just
No.
Um, So, when you tell all of us that Scooter's like, boss, I just don't see any reason why he would want eternal life, at least not in this form.
It wasn't a choice, but an accident he stumbled onto. I think we should take this to the lab. We'll be able to seal it into the study tubes that we've been using.
I don't know, boss. I've seen all the alien movies, and when things go into the labs, they typically escape.
Would you prefer to just shoot it out the airlock and just let it float around outside on its own accord?
I mean, that sounds cool.
I would prefer to, honestly, boss, I would prefer to set it on fire.
We have no airlocks or water locks down here.
Water locks.
They lock air though. You
All
got
right.
me there.
But perhaps
I think
you're right.
at this point, Kiwi's gonna step in and, maybe be like, yeah, doctor, I think that's a good idea. Let's get it back to the lab. I think you'll be able to figure out what this is. I mean, you've already learned so much, and we're just here in an elevator, so I think it might be useful if we took this back to your lab and tried to figure things out.
I appreciate the support.
May I also say, Ms. Shores, that at some point we should go to the source. I don't know how safe or secure an idea like that is, but if Paul Jeffrey of the Lost Sunglasses was upstairs, as it were, and he was killed by such a thing as this water demon, then perhaps we go upstairs and take a look and see if there are upstairs water demons.
You know, I think I agree with you, but I think we should learn more about what we're dealing with here before we just head straight into a situation we know nothing about.
For once, I agree with you. Perhaps we do point A and then we go to point B.
You mind helping me with this mess, Scooter? I could use an extra pair of hands.
Of course, Doctor.
It's really awkward to pick up, and it's kind of moving a little bit.
My absolute pleasure to pick this up and hold it in my hands.
Do y'all think we should be touching it? Should we transport it some other way? Do you have some kind of secure chamber or?
I mean, the doctor looks down at himself, and he's like, I did get a bunch of it in my mouth. So,
Science.
You know what? Scooter, maybe you shouldn't touch it. Maybe I'll just carry it and just walk ahead of me and open the door. That might help. Maybe you're right, because this could be a contagion. I'm not thinking clearly.
Yeah, you know, probably the doctor is really the only one qualified to touch it anyways.
That makes sense. I've got gloves on.
All right. I don't need to touch it after all.
Right, the gloves, yeah.
Do you guys think that there's anything weird about us also finding a fingernail with a stomach, and now we find a human that's been turned into a pretzel and his brain explodes into weird sparkly water goo?
To be fair, your bullet made his brain explode.
Into water goo, yeah, that's normal. That was my fault.
No, but I do agree that these things, they must be connected in some way. If not directly, then indirectly. And the sparkles in this little test tube I have. We've got to figure out what's going on with that. And I'm gonna light up a fucking fat stogie. That's just a cigarette.
I'm going to get a broom and dustpan and let's get this over with and back to your lab.
No, that all the liquids, any liquids that hit the floor get sucked down into the recycling chambers because this place leaks like a sieve.
Sounds like I'm only drinking Diet Coke from the bottle.
Yeah, and Penrose, you know that you have body bags with each of your names on it, just in case. So you could use that for transportation.
Oh, okay, cool. So you know what? I would tell Scooter, like, while I'm doing this, I would tell Scooter, like, hey, in the lab, underneath the tentacle monster, that's just what we call it because it's only tentacles. It doesn't make any sense. But there's a gurney. Underneath that gurney, there are lockers with everyone's name on it. Open Jeffrey's locker, grab the bag, put it on the gurney, and bring it back. And so we'll 2 minutes later, we can just slap him on a gurney, and I can walk him. And I'll do all of the messy work, because at this point, it's no one else should get this on them. You know what I mean? Just fucking smoking a cigarette covered in goo.
Yeah. This does bring to mind Kiwi and Gibbs, the quarantine protocols of Wayland Yutani, which is there's a couple of rooms in the colony area of the underwater station that can be locked and secured from the exterior with bulletproof glass, allowing you to look in. Yeah, just a thought.
Would I know about those, or?
This is only for corporate eyes only.
Yeah, that makes more sense. That I would have no idea. Yeah, that's so good.
Question: those rooms in the colony. So the colony bubble, is that above? above the water?
The colony dome and the research dome are connected via a long tube, and so they're kind of side by side.
Kind of like boobs.
Okay.
Damn
Got it.
I'm gonna throw another dome in there to even things out.
You know what happens when you get 3 domes?
You gotta throw one away.
No, it's just
It's too many domes.
it's just dick art after that. So I just want to say that just so you know it's gonna happen. So you can just go to
All right,
4
let's-
domes.
Let's keep moving.
Sorry.
And
And there's the 4
scan
dome.
of the rest of the room before we leave, real quick.
Oh yeah. Should we like look in the elevator too?
Or can we lock the elevator so that it doesn't?
Does before, well, okay, so since Scooter is gonna run to the lab and get the body bag,
Mhm.
could I kind of see the motion tracker in Dr. Penrose's bag? And
Oh, it's sitting on the
maybe-
ground. Like when I put my bag down, like I imagine the motion tracker is just a big ass iPhone sitting on top of it.
Yeah.
Because like
Cool,
I would have
okay.
like I would have made sure I left that out. Yeah.
So I'm
You have
I'm
to do
thinking,
a roll to use it.
okay, well, my character is kind of like, Gibbs and I just talked to this guy, and now he's exploded in, the only working elevator, after like telling us that he was gonna, run some diagnostics or try to fix something, and this big storm is coming. And so, I'm kind of like in my head thinking like, well, there's no one else here. So what could have done this? And having already like felt something behind me, I think I'm just going to be naturally kind of drawn to this, like curious about if I can figure out if there's anything else besides us moving around here. So I'd like to use that.
Yeah. So like, luckily these things, because I assume Dr. Penrose like dropped it, but the creators of this understood that this would probably get dropped a lot just because of the nature of it. And so kind of looking down at it as it's tipped on its side, the little blue finger line going round and round and round. Suggesting movement. You recognize the locations of you and your companions, a slight shuffling of movement. And for 1 second, you see the whole thing light up with these tiny little sparkles. And then it's back.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Take 1 stress, Kiwi.
Oh, Jesus.
And Gibbs, what were you?
Is Scooter back with the body bag yet?
Soon. I want to see what Gibbs and Bambi are up to. So Gibbs, what are you wanting to do?
Well, I wanted to kind of scan the room. My flashlight and gun are still out to see if I see anything else before we leave here.
I think Bambi will just back up Gibbs. Like whatever Gibbs is doing, Bambi will be behind her. My gun is also still drawn.
Is there a way to like lock the elevator so that it can't come and go without one of us?
Oh yeah, definitely.
operating it?
Yeah, this is stuff that Gibbs and Kiwi can do. But yeah, are you stepping onto the platform and kind of looking around with your light?
Yeah, so I'll look for like the controls. Just kind of observing, going real slow.
Yeah.
If Gibbs does like an observation check, just to kind of like, I mean, assuming if we do like an observation roll, you'll tell us what we see or don't. Like, can I help him with that? And then you'll tell us what we see based on our rolling.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so then like Jerica and I both roll.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I'll roll 5.
We're all going to die down here.
Don't you quote Sphere to me. Was it Sphere? Yeah.
No, that's Resident Evil.
Oh,
Oh wait,
I
no,
rolled-
that's your. I said were, so you're probably right.
I rolled 1-6.
Excellent. How about you,
2.
2? And no ones?
Oh, I got a 1.
Oh shit! I forgot. I forgot to look.
And your
but I
stress
just
dice?
put them all away.
Yeah,
Well,
it's all
how
on
many-
your stress dice, so the only time
Okay,
you
I have
Cheater.
one. I didn't roll any stress dice.
roll some
It's
stress
5.
dice.
It's a 5.
Okay, man.
Oh, nothing.
Not yet.
Throw
I'm
more
about to break.
stress.
Harrison,
alright.
don't do that right now.
Looking around, because this is like really cool technology you are in the midst of. This plastic-like membrane, which is fluid and moving with the water. You can kind of, it's like staring up in a water tornado into this bleak darkness that extends for miles and miles up into the shore. You know that eventually in that tunnel there's probably some light, but there is a vibration. A slight touch of the membrane suggests, and maybe it's kind of related to the storm Kiwi was talking about, a vibration that kind of extends all the way down to the bottom of the elevator shaft. Right next to the door, there's this metallic door frame, and on both sides there is a small computer panel that allows you to access the functions of this elevator. So far, it looks like everything is okay. There is some integrity issues with the top half of the elevator, but it doesn't look like it falls outside the parameters of what this elevator can withstand. There is a slight alert for foreign contaminants. But other than that, you can press in your specific code, Gibbs, to lock down the elevator shaft, if you would like.
Okay. I'll B's right behind me, but I'll kind of do that thing when you're putting your
Yeah,
belt
like
in, like look over your shoulder and go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 4. Enter.
That's the code an idiot has on his luggage.
So because I know that, and I know the sound, of the keypad, I think I'll be like, Gibbs, are you sure that's a good idea? That's like our only way out of here. That's the only way that we can get out of here.
What are you so scared about?
Is
I mean-
Scooter back yet?
Scooter walks in now with Jeffrey's body bag.
Why are we closing up the elevator?
Scooter, come on, help me. And I haven't paid one lick of attention to them the whole time. I've just been going over it.
I just Marshall, if I may, I just don't think that it is time for us yet to close the elevator to the upstairs.
Well, Scooter, I think Gibbs knows what he's doing, and he can always unlock the elevator at any time.
Well, Bambi, I think a person like you who is just a pilot should shut the fuck up while the adults are talking.
Okay, well, Scooter, I think you can go get your wrench and fix something.
Well, I would be happy to, and I think we should head upstairs and see.
Children. I have work to do. Scooter, I need your help. Bambi, please don't shoot anyone when we're down here.
Sure.
Unless they try and strangle me again.
All right, boss. But listen, Marshall, I think we should just head upstairs for a bit and see what is the what, perhaps.
Scooter, why don't you just go with the scientist and figure out what the fuck is going on?
Bambi, did they say when the hurricane was hitting?
Did someone say to me? You're talking to me?
Do we know that? Oh no, I'm sorry, Kiwi.
Yes.
Sorry, Kiwi.
I was like,
Kiwi,
what?
Kiwi.
Why would I know that?
Do we know that there's a hurricane happening, or do we not know that?
That was the last thing that Jeffrey said.
But I don't-
before
did
the
you-
line broke up.
Did you tell that to us? Would I know that?
I did tell that to you.
Okay.
It was like one of the last things I said before all
Okay.
this craziness. Shit. Yeah. It's like a couple hours away, but we can feel the twinges of it right now. You know.
So yeah, Scooter's thought is we should go up and investigate, and upstairs are the comms to the outside world, and Scooter wants somebody to put out an SOS signal or something to the outside world.
Well, Scooter, it may have only been 5 minutes, but I still feel like we should figure out what this is before we just go upstairs into a situation we don't know anything about.
I think Miss Shores is right. I think we have a lot of questions that need to be answered. We have a storm coming. We need to batten down the hatches, go over the whole station and make sure that, you know, the rest of the rooms are clear and there's not more, you know, black goo alien blooming onions around.
Blooming Onions,
Blooming
brought to you by
onions.
Outback Steakhouse.
You got away with words, boss.
That's what they used to tell me.
Well, Scooter does as he's told, so let's be on with it then. But let it be on record that I think we should go upstairs and try to see what's happening.
Noted.
Think we'll get
Alright.
there, Scooter. We'll get there.
Hopefully before the storm hits.
All right, I finished scooping him into the body bag. Can you help me with this, Scooter?
Yeah,
One,
Scooter's been helping me the entire time.
3, boom.
Ooh.
Yeah, and as you close the body bag, there are internal vacuums for the whole thing that kind of vacuum seals everything.
Yeah.
And as you do, like, there's that clear plastic where the face should be. The gaping hole of its neck is pretty much all you can see, but the moment it vacuum seals, it starts like twitching. There's erratic movement from within, so everyone gain a stress as it just
So
starts.
it's like dying. Do I think it's getting suffocated by what we just did since we just vacuum sealed it?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Can
Let's
we
get
roll-
this to my lab before we kill it again.
Scooter wants to go real fast.
You like punching
Punch it where he thinks the head is. Like, oh!
It's like nothing there as you hit the.
I picture Scooter so tall, so like what we think is like this fast of a reaction. He's like,
So yeah, everyone gain a stress.
Got a stress.
Because that's stressful as hell. But yeah, as you guys are moving it becomes still, but there's kind of like, it almost sounds like there's a finger scratching rhythmically against the inside of the fabric.
does the finger have a stomach?
It's hard to say because of the vacuum seal, but you can of course unzip it
It's
and
between
play with the finger.
Does it poop?
I'll slap it. If I see it moving, I'll slap it as I'm pushing the gurney. Just like,
Yeah, that's what Scooter already did. He punched it in the face.
yeah. Scooter, don't
Whatever
pop
its
it.
face
It's gonna
will
make
be.
such a mess if you pop this
Yeah.
bag.
Gibbs, how you doing? How's your day going?
I'm stressed, man.
Yeah. So, why don't you go ahead and give me an observation roll?
All right.
Just you.
1d6. 4.
No successes out of the d6s that you rolled?
Including stress.
How many d6s do I roll?
Your attribute plus your skill, and then you're gonna want to roll the amount of stress you have in d6s as well.
You need a rack load of D6s. A fucking rack ton. Rack 'em. Rack 'em.
Alright, stress die. A 1.
Oh,
That's cool.
that's not good.
that's bad.
A 1?
That's a panic.
That's good for him, bad for us.
Whoop, whoop. All right, roll a d6 and add your stress to it. Just 1 d6 plus your how many stress you have.
Oh my god. I'm so this is it, guys. It's going up to 11.
1d6 plus the amount of stress that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So roll. Oh, jeez.
What'd you get, Gibbs?
I have a total of 8 stress.
You have 8 stress. All right, and what's your d6 roll?
But you have 8 stress?
No. You do plus your stress level. So right now we should all have like 2 stress.
Yeah,
So
1
you
or 2
whatever
stress.
you rolled on the d6, like if you rolled a 5, then now you have 7.
I had 4.
Okay,
So you
had
have 6.
4 stress. And
And I rolled a 4.
roll a
No.
4.
And 2 stress.
You only
I
have
have
2
three
stress.
I think we all have 2 stress.
No,
I have
I
1
have
stress.
3.
But we
I had
lost.
2 last time, and
But
then we
I
gained
have
3.
one from previous to when you all
Yeah.
were.
Stress
Okay.
levels will be different. So your stress level plus your d6 roll. What is that? You have, Jeri.
I'm stressed just
level-
listening to this conversation.
Stress level plus my d6 roll was 8.
8. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
No, she was
Jesus
right the
Christ.
first time.
So-
How do
Yeah.
you have,
yeah.
how do you have 4 stress?
Stress, man.
Yeah. You are trembling uncontrollably.
boy.
All skills rolls using agility suffer -2 until your panic stops. So you're listening to this little fingering of the inside of this vacuum sealed bag. It takes you to kind of your initial training when you kind of learned a basic Morse code. And it sounds like the communication that this person is trying to have you understand is split me. And that causes you to start trembling. This kind of fear that crawls up into your body and slithers about. Everything just starts to...
Do I understand it as like a message, or is it just like a feeling that's like?
It's a message. Morse
It is a
code.
message.
You're kind of translating it as you are walking, listening into the slight scratching of the interior of this fabric.
Dash. Dude.
Split me.
Yeah.
Can I? Is this something like? Do I know Gibbs well enough to observe like these like signs of freaking out?
That's a good question. I'll leave that up to Gibbs. What do you think?
I mean, I think so. I think he's usually like pretty stoic, pretty alert, and right now he's got like a case of vertigo. He's got like
Trembling.
everything goes
Visual.
quiet, and there's like a
Mhm.
ring, and all he can hear is like that amplified scratching noise, and he's just kind of like out of sorts.
Okay.
Nellie, do you have a good command?
Well, I'm kind of like, I don't know if commanding her.
No, command
commanding
will
Gibbs,
kick
right?
her. Command will kick her out of panic state.
Him.
Him out of panic state.
I mean, I do have command. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think maybe I'll sort of like go over, kind of like put my hand on Gibbs's shoulder, just be like, hey, you know, like we're all here, but you okay? Like we'll figure this out. And okay, so
Is there any way that I can help? Because I feel so like we mentioned this before we went live, but like I have a connection with Gibbs. But in this particular situation, because it is about panic, can I help her? Can I help Kiwi with the command roll to get Gibbs out of panic?
Yeah, I want to know like how Kiwi and Bambi are trying to comfort Gibbs during this moment as Dr. Penrose and Scooter are pushing this body bag.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they're gonna work together so well right now.
that is also
anything,
fair.
I think they're gonna stress Gibbs out more.
You're gonna fight over me.
It's
yeah.
like everyone
Before
calm down.
Kiwi said something, I was like, I probably noticed that Gibbs is trembling. I'd be like, what the hell, Gibbs? Like, are you okay? You need to get out of this. And then I might get pissed off if Kiwi tries to step in.
Okay, so
But I also don't have a good command role. But I don't think that's like meta, whatever.
Mhm. Okay, so
So that's true. I don't think I would help Kiwi.
all right, I'm just gonna go with my original scenario, which is I'm gonna approach Gibbs. I got 4 6s.
Oh.
Snap.
And just sort of I feel like my character, even though everybody inherently hates her, like she sort of has this like weird calming sort of, I don't know, not even presence, but just
Your
like
management.
Undeniable charisma.
You're still management.
Undeniable
yeah,
charisma.
I'm still management, I guess, so people trust me to some weird psychological extent. So, I feel like I'll, kind of put my hands on Gibbs in a reassuring way and just be like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but we're here. Everybody's here. You're okay.
All right, Gibbs. You feel the trembling start to subside.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened, boss? Why did you start to have a seizure?
I'm just a little thrown off from everything that's happened. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you, Miss Shores. I think we should just continue on to the lab.
So we didn't see. Did we see the tapping?
Everyone's
Yeah.
walking. It's pretty much just Gibbs and that kind of past training that triggers this moment.
Right. Are we aware that it's kind of a Morse code, though?
No.
You guys are not.
It's kind of everyone doesn't really register the sound. It's just kind of intermingled with everything.
I would
else.
honestly say too that like probably after she starts freaking out, like maybe like they get behind us a little bit, and I'm gonna hit my fucking like tape player and like turn on a song a little bit. So like maybe like we. I'll just be like, I'm like fucking like this is what I'm putting on Ace of Base, don't turn around, and I'm walking down the hallway with the body bag, just like, oh yeah, we're about to fucking science this.
Ace of Base.
I'm gonna science so hard right now.
And I feel like Bambi probably is gonna, step in and be a little jealous that Kiwi got to help Gibbs, and then say like, thanks, Miss Shores, and then kind of like get up by Gibbs, and like I still have my gun, so I'm still gonna be like around Gibbs, protecting Gibbs, and like not necessarily saying like, are you okay, and coddling, but just showing that I have like physical support around Gibbs.
All right, I want to see that. Do it. What do you say to Gibbs as you guys are walking, and Gibbs, how do you react? Like these people are trying to take care of you, and I don't know. It's
it's awkward and weird for him. He's definitely embarrassed because he's supposed to take care of these people, and he's definitely shaken. And he's got these 2 younger ladies that he
Oh
thinks,
hell yeah!
one he thinks of as a daughter, and one who is like a colleague, consoling him. So he's definitely embarrassed and like wants to move forward and hopefully make everyone forget that ever.
Excellent.
I think he kind of just like adjusts himself and gets a little taller.
Excellent. So, you guys make it to the science station, the room specifically. No problem. Everything is fine. Everything is as it should be. The nail stomach, it's still there, pulsing under the microscope, and it's
hasn't
nice
grown or anything, has it?
No, it's
Okay, good.
the same. It is exactly the same as you left it. The lovely
That's
little
good
nail.
science.
Yeah. So what happens now, crew?
Oh, I'm gonna go
Little
straight
doctor.
to it, and right here, you see right here in this picture, that's like a good 7 foot long like incubator.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fucking zip open that body bag and just slide them in there, kind of just like flipping a pizza. You don't flip pizzas, but it looks fucked up, and like there's a mess that happens, and I just try and get it in there as fast as possible. And I imagine like it's like I'm sliding the door down, and like one of the arms slides out, and it like is like shaking a bit, and like
Yeah.
maybe it grabs me, and I'm like.
It's just kind of like, and as it comes out, you notice that there's a change from
Oh,
when,
yeah?
it looks like a meat suit. Most of the interior rigidity of the body has liquefied. It looks like, and so it just kind of slips into this vat and floats about like this.
Like a Harry Potter got lost his bones, like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no. Oh no. So I'm picking up a spaghetti human and slipping him into a giant can of Chef Boyardee.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay, so I think when this happens, I think the doctor might actually like gag a little because this is disgusting. But I'm also like, I would say out loud, like there are amazing changes happening to his body right now, and at an astounding rate. I mean, just think, like less than 10 minutes ago, he was maybe talking to us, and then he was alive, with bones, and you split his wig, and now he's in this tube. And I'm gonna like, I imagine as I'm saying this, I'm like sealing the tube,
Mm-hmm.
standing on a step ladder because it's like that tall, and like I get down, and like I'll hit a couple buttons like on them, like on the tube, and you'll see like a big like locking sound happen, like because we have been like pulling basically. I mean, if we're setting this station up for people, I imagine like a lot of what we're doing is like not even actually doing science stuff. It's like we've been pulling specimens
Mm-hmm.
and just making sure that the tubes can hold them, and like
Yeah.
making sure that like we have the right processes so people can actually do science work. So like a lot of it is just like calibrating machines, and like a lot of the stuff is empty. So it's like slamming them in here. So that's that. And I'm just like, I'm probably going up on that and like going up on other screens that are like pulling up data and trying to like get things running to start like automatically doing tests or just like running scans on the tube to figure out what's going on. Maybe like linking up that information with the other information of the nail. Like, is it related? How is it related? And then I've got that other thing, the little glass tube of maybe glitter. And I'm going to put that in like a separate machine. You know what I mean? And get that started analyzing. So it's like,
so much science.
yeah. And I'm just like, whole time, song's still going on. I probably have a cigarette hanging out of my
Scooter's
mouth.
just starstruck.
No, Scooter is also definitely like, like if he's
Oh
And
no,
touch
I would probably.
everything.
if the
Yeah.
doctor is carrying something, like Scooter is like
Yeah,
carrying
no,
the
I
last
would
bit
be
of it
I
with
would be
him.
using Scooter as like a lab assistant. Like, Scooter, there's a big old switch on the other side of the room. You need to turn the valve 3 times. It's
And
like,
also
but not
like
that one. That
some
yep, that one.
yeah, some of the stuff that you tell Scooter, like he's kind of already doing. Like he's just been watching you for so long, he just knows like this is when you do this, he seals that and he turns this knob, and like you're just like doing things
Yeah,
by
so
like rote.
yeah, so the tank we've pressurized him in is like maybe like a tank that can pressurize the water like for these deep sea creatures. You know what I mean? So it's like the tanks have like insanely strong glass and stuff like that. And so it's like the computer's seeing like if this body needs to be out in the water or ours, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, I'm clipboarding it up. This is amazing. This is amazing. I've never seen anything like this. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to find any real information out, but hopefully the person running this game can let me know if I roll something. Or he'll just tell me, because I really have no idea.
What am I looking at?
Yeah, so it looks
And
like for the other things, as the machines are kind of running their analysis, it's kind of almost when software encounters something it doesn't quite understand. So that kind of loading and it's still going on and
Yeah.
doesn't.
It's
look
kind of like it's done. Like, yeah, I think maybe like a lot of times it's like if it doesn't figure it out in like the first minute or 2 minutes, you might as well come back like after lunch type of thing. So it's like a lot of times like these things just compile for hours. And then when it's done, and you can pour through it if it's right. And there might be even errors after that because the computers are so big and old school because they have to withstand electromagnetic shocks and all sorts of terrible, terrible things.
The worst of things.
Like aliens.
So I think maybe at this point, with all this data collection going on, you know, I'm sort of like always thinking about the next step, like what else we need to do, and sort of pops into my head like, Doctor, do you think it would be worth it to collect samples from outside of the ship, or take one of the submarine vehicles and figure out if there's anything that has to do with the storm? Maybe the environment outside is changing. I don't know. I'm just grabbing at straws here, but is there anything you can think of?
That's very interesting. So the storm could be bringing something we haven't seen before. That is genius. But before we go out in the submarine, perhaps we should see if it's worth going to the surface at all before we can't go at all. You said the storm's coming in the next few hours?
Yeah.
Well, we won't be able to go to the surface once that hurricane hits. I don't think these elevators are safe to take when the water's doing what it does in a hurricane. And I'm just thinking of how crazy the water forces are. If it's a plastic tube, I mean, it probably has to be a plastic tube because it's if it was a metal one, it would literally rip to shreds. You know what I mean? In a massive 3-mile deep ocean current. So it's it makes sense of that it is plastic and it's constantly repairing itself type of thing. So I'm thinking out loud as a player, if we want to go up top, we have I feel like we have a small chance to do it. Otherwise, it might be too dangerous to do.
And I mean,
you have a window,
Scooter.
My observation, my elevator observation said that it can handle what's going on right now, but I don't think I'm sure about later.
The thing that Scooter's been thinking the entire time is that we have 6 or 7 of us on this thing, and one of us has died, and the only one of us that has died so far is the person that can communicate with off planet, and we haven't said anything to them. So that has been why Scooter has been so adamant about getting upstairs, onto the surface, because Scooter's well, listen, Miss Shores, I wouldn't want to tell you how to do your job, but isn't there some kind of I don't know, procedure that we must follow in a case like this? One of our own has died, and not the good kind. So shouldn't we head up and communicate with the outside, tell them that something has gone wrong and there is some kind of terrifying presence on board?
But I mean, look, I understand your point. I think in my head I'm just thinking, what if we get trapped up there and we have no way to come back down here? And everything we have down here, we have our food, we have our supplies, we have everything we need. I mean, exactly what you said. We have this short period, this small window to get upstairs and get back down. And I just don't see that happening. I think, in my opinion...
You think living in fear without communicating with the outside world is an okay thing to do? We need to send a distress signal to our ships.
I think that we'll have time once the storm passes. This isn't an infinity storm.
If you say so, but if we all die without having told our mothers and fathers that we did, I would be very disappointed.
I am going to side with Kiwi on this. I believe she does have our best interests at heart. If we do go up to the surface and get separated from the elevator, or the elevator gets separated from the station for any amount of time and we can't reconnect it, we don't have 2 elevators back down. We only have one.
I just don't see the difference between going upstairs and going outside into the water.
We're 3 miles below. The currents won't get affected by the hurricane nearly as much.
Are there spaceships up top? if we go up there, could I potentially fly us off this planet?
Nope.
I mean, you could fly us in the submarines if we go out.
Yeah, there's on the above station it's just a station fit for one person, and it's really like, without the outside presence there's no way to get off the planet.
Studio apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we should leave this. I don't think we should leave Jeffrey or whatever he is now unattended. Like, we can't just leave him here. Like, he's technically alive. There's something keeping him alive. We don't know what it is. We can't just leave him.
And these machines, though, the tricky thing is it could take 2 hours, it could take 12. It really depends on Mother. It depends on what she's processing and how she's handling info on the station. And other than, it's really up to her. And
I think that we should take a submarine while we can, do some investigating outside of the ship. At least we can check things like integrity, come back, regroup, and when the storm ends, we can go back up and figure things out. But, you know, literally, we have everything we need down here for the time being. And with the storm coming in, there's no guarantee we'll get a message out anyways. So really, I think the smart thing to do is stay down here.
Shouldn't we send a message just in case?
what are we going to tell them to not come?
I mean, we can tell them what happened. Maybe they have information, or they can send help instead of settlers. Like, you have to warn someone.
We could warn them. It might be useful, but I think at this point, Kiwi's well outlined the safeties that we have by staying here versus the risk, and I for one, am for staying down here. Perhaps we should, though, take some time to see if we can fix the other elevator from below. So we have 2 elevators. That might not be too bad of an idea to spend some time if we do split up.
Really quick, didn't we say last time that people were coming to save us? Or am I making
It's
that
a
up?
rotation. It's like our like rotation, our like relief is coming basically in a day, like 17 hours.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of like you're going, and they're filled with colonists, so like this is expanding out, and you guys will stay here for a couple of weeks to get them settled before kind of having your leave.
Yeah, well, let's make a decision. It seems like we have been kind of hemming and hawing.
I can't tell.
Kiwi and Gibbs are going to be the ones that make decisions.
Yeah.
Do it.
Right. I only listen to Gibbs, and then Scooter listens to the scientist, and I think the scientist listens to Kiwi. So
Now that Gibbs is
Scooter does listen to
down-
Kiwi, just grumpily.
I don't listen to Kiwi.
Now that
Okay, yeah, Kiwi.
down, does he register the message that he heard at all anymore? Is he like computing now that he's calmer?
Yeah, I mean it's a terrifying message, kind of vague and confusing. Split me is take that as
You're not
real.
sharing that with the party, Gibbs?
So that was one thing that I was kind of hoping that, well, maybe not necessarily like you would tell me, but I was kind of hoping like while the scientist is doing all of his like stuff, I might come over with Gibbs and just like, you know, like we're facing opposite directions. Like I'm making it like totally like you don't like trying to make it so no one notices that I'm talking to you, but just kind of being like, what the fuck happened back there? Like, are you okay?
Yeah, I'll nod to B and be like, B, it's all right, and kind of speak to the whole group, and say, you know, folks, I didn't know what I was hearing earlier, but now that I have had a second, it's just playing back over and over in my head, and I can't unhear it, and I was a little shaken up back there, and it's because I heard that scratchy noise, and it was code, and it was a message, and I can't deny what it is anymore, and I think I should tell you that Jeffrey, or whatever Jeffrey is now, is broadcasting some words, and it's saying, "Split me, split me."
Scooter's
Split
eyes
me.
light up. Well, then we
What?
should fucking split him.
No, 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 no.
Oh, Doc. We should fucking split him.
We don't understand anything yet, but are you sure?
Don't you
Gibbs, are
got
you
those
sure?
gloves, Doc, that it's inside the box, and you can split him?
Nah, but he's...
I'm
Come
He
sure.
now,
already
Doc.
exploded with goo at one point. Why do you want to split him open?
No,
We got to see what the message means. My
Jeffrey's
accent
not.
just went
it's
all
not-
over the place for a second.
It can't be Jeffrey. It's whatever this is. Like
Agreed.
it's sentient. It's speaking to us, and it wants us to split it. We can't give it what it wants.
What if it's not speaking to us, but what if it's speaking to itself, where all it knows is it wants to split?
Why would it be
You know what
talking to
cells
itself in
do?
Morse code, Doc?
No, but like not talk to itself. Scooter, not talk to itself, but it's a human organic that is it's now becoming infected or taken over by something else.
But
And
listen.
no, you listen, and it's
All right, Doc.
and it's talking to itself. Like it's trying to communicate to the other cells that it was once connected with. And now all it's doing is reaching into the old information left in its bionics, the old human corpse, and it's using its memory to access its Morse code. And what it's trying to do is it's going to split. And what we can do, we'll just see if it splits in that tube without touching it.
Well,
Then I'll be right.
if it's in the tube, Doc, and we can access it through the tube and split it without any danger to ourselves,
There's no reason.
would it not be worthwhile to at least try?
Have you heard of starfishes from the old Earth?
Of course I have, Doc. I'm
Do you
from
know what
there.
happens when you cut them into little pieces?
They grow back, Doc.
Yeah, but if you cut a starfish into 100 bits, you get 100 starfish. This one thing almost killed me within 2 seconds of me walking up on it.
I wouldn't
I-
let him kill you, Doc.
Sure,
know
I'm
that
sure you
law.
wouldn't have, Scooter, and I'll pat you on the arm like I'm sure you wouldn't have. But the last thing I want is 2 of them.
But look, Doc, they're going to be behind the glass. Can't we just try?
No. I don't trust it. I think we should leave it sealed in here. If we pull it out now, it could interfere with the scans that are going on.
Then listen, if you don't trust it behind the glass, I say we get rid of it. I say we put it out into the sea or kill it.
No, I don't think it's going to be unsafe inside the glass. I just don't want to pull it out while it's still compiling. Mother's still running her scans on the tubes. I don't want to pull it out and cut this thing in half like some
Well,
psychopath. What are we going to do?
My
Hot dog or
Okay.
hamburger, Scooter?
my
Is
thought
there
was,
like a sense motive thing we can do?
is there not a thing that we can, you put your hand through the gloves?
No,
and
we
the
can
hole
do
in the
that. There's a
glass,
machine
you know what
there, but I
mean?
think I'm just there's a machine there to do that, but I think I'm just fighting you on like the terms of like I put it in here so we can like watch its science, and I don't want to just pull it apart because we heard someone say that it said Morse code. Like for me, for my science brain, I'm like that's not enough evidence to do something drastic to change the experiments I've already started. That's
Well, we are being much like the Congress of the late 20-teens and early 2020s. Well, we're just not doing a fucking thing. So
So
Yes,
I was going
Congress.
to say, while they're having that conversation, and Scooter's preoccupied with cutting something in half, I want to go over to Gibbs and Bambi and, sort of be like, look, Gibbs, I feel like we're on the same page on this. Bambi, if we went out, would you be able to pilot one of those submarines so that we can figure out at least, if there's anything changing outside that we can address or help us to figure out what's going on?
So I'll say, I can pilot anything, and then I'm gonna look at Gibbs.
Gibbs nods.
Hell
So
yeah.
then I'll look back at Kiwi and say, I can pilot anything.
Okay. So I think, I'll probably go over to the doctor and maybe interrupt their conversation. Sorry. let's talk about something a little bit more important right now.
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry, Kiwi. You know I get so absorbed.
Dr. Penrose, I think the direction we're gonna go is go outside. You know, what is something that we might need to collect? Can you think of anything that might be useful?
I need a sample of the water. I need a sample of the brine, preferably. And then if you see anything else out of the ordinary, I can come if you want, but I can also just stay here and work on this I almost said studio. I could stay and work in my lab. I know
Can Scooter do it? I could take Scooter.
I mean, you can take whoever you want. Like, I think we all have enough like basic knowledge that we've all probably been on these runs of collecting specimens. Because like, I said this earlier, like what we've been doing is like basic calibrating stuff. So it's like, hey, when you go out, we're gonna like grab a bunch of crustaceans with these claws on the submarine, and like everyone could have easily been like trained on that at some point or other, just so we're not like, yeah. That's what I
suppose I can go with you, but I still don't think it's the right move, but you don't pay me to think.
I would pay you to think, Scooter. I would. And I wink at you as you walk out.
Doc. Oh my
All right,
god,
so
just
yeah.
do it already.
Scooter's ready.
All right. So who is heading out to the submarine?
Oh, me. I assume I'll walk out first, and I'll say, "Fine, here we go." I'll turn around, and then I'll just kind of give like a nod to Gibbs, and then walk out. And I guess whoever can follow me can follow me.
Marshall, don't you think you should come along, because we need 3 strong men, 2 strong men to lift
God.
the things.
Fuck
You see,
you.
Marshall. Don't you think you should come along, Ms. Shores? I'm speaking to the marshal and not you at this point. Marshall, would you please? I would. It would make me feel
Scooter,
very.
you need to stop
Yes, Marshall.
stumbling over in your own words. These women are more than capable, but we will.
Well, Marshall.
I'm down the hallway, and I'm gonna scream, "Come on, Scooty!"
Sure.
All right, Miss Doe, I'm coming. Hold your britches.
I assume me and Shores are still
stumbles after.
on with the doctor. I'm gonna say, Shores, I'd like you to make a recording to send out through some kind of broadcast, just in case there's any kind of break in the storm. A message of any kind could go out. While we're up there, let's not waste a chance.
Okay, I can take care of that.
He nods and turns.
Well, that's a good idea.
Turns on a heel and heads on out. I guess we leave the doctor by himself.
Oh,
Me
this
and
is
the doc.
just terrible. This is such a bad
Yo, I
idea.
ain't scared of no ghost. I'm
Is
just gonna
Gibbs,
say
wait,
it.
is
I
Gibbs
know I'm
coming
not
in
on
the
the screen.
submarine with us?
I know.
No, I'm staying.
No, Gibbs.
my
Is Gibbs coming in the
God.
submarine?
Yes, Gibbs is coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's me, Gibbs. It's Bambi. It's B, Gibbs, and Scooter.
And Kiwi could go too if she wants. Ain't hurting
She's
nobody.
like, nah, I don't pay
We come back to
me.
labs on
cool.
fire.
I'm ready to die. I don't like
Hey.
Dr. Isaac Penrose. I'm on Dr. Isaac Pencil Rose.
Hey, dude, there's a whole section in the rulebook, and I'm gonna say it right now. There's a whole section in the rulebook that says splitting the party, and you know what it says?
It's not that big.
No,
What does
I
it say?
didn't.
I looked-
I don't
I
know.
looked it
I
up.
didn't read it. I didn't read it.
I looked it up
Right.
last time
I
you brought it up. It's
accidentally
not that
skipped it.
big.
I accidentally skipped it, and you
I'm
know
looking
what?
it up right now. So yeah, so
I
what
regret
happens there,
nothing.
game mother?
Which is me.
I'm baby.
Excellent.
Doctor
So,
dies. Just
Gibbs
kidding.
and
Oh god. I should've
Bambi
looked this up.
and Scooter head on down to the submarine. It's this kind of pale greenish yellow large kind of fishbowl glass that goes over the front of it. There are 6 chairs in it, each with their own seat belt, as well as these little panels that come down from the top that allow you to kind of manipulate things, as well as to look over certain functions. You 3 step in, get comfy. Bambi, I assume, gets into the pilot position.
Scooter is not comfy. This submarine is probably like.
That's
Yeah.
true.
He's like, oh.
It is pretty tight and doesn't feel great.
His knees are all the way up to here, and he's like, well,
Yeah, of
I
course
chose this myself.
you have to wear like gear, though you don't need the helmet on while you're in the submarine. The helmets are usually by you just in case. The chance of survival for a breach with said equipment increases your survival from 1 to about 30. But hey, it works out. It's good.
Scooter's in full gear.
Yeah,
He's a
I
mechanic and he
know-
works on these ships.
I have a compression suit is one of the things that I have with me. Is there any reason why I would have put this on before? Like, can I assume that it has more armor? But like, is there like, would I have put this on before I went into the ship?
Yeah,
Sure.
that makes sense
Okay.
completely.
Split the party. It's fun.
It is fun.
Is that what it says? Is that what it says?
Yeah, 2.0
Yeah, that's what it
said it.
Nick 2.0. What's up, 2.0? Thanks for watching.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
you guys, where are you headed? You see from your vantage point of the submarine the Brine Lake meters ahead, or at least it appears like it's only meters ahead.
I mean, are we
All
just
right,
going to do a
so
circuit?
yeah, I guess we'll just head towards that. How are we planning on getting it? Like, I guess there's stuff in the ship for Scooter to get stuff.
I mean, I'm sure the sub does most of the work.
Yeah, you have like these little arms that could bring certain things into like the bottom of the submarine, which then kind of allows you to transfer it and use it and stuff like that.
Okay.
Thank you, Lost James. I definitely need to. Kitty.
I'm sorry. That's
No, you have to say, I am not a cat.
Oh yeah.
Live. I'm not a cat.
I am a lawyer. I am not a cat.
I'm
That
ready
was-
to go forward with this.
The world is fucked up.
Yeah, that's the best thing of 2021 right now, and it'll probably take that spot.
Yeah,
over.
I'm ready to move forward.
You're okay with it.
So true. So deep. I too am ready to move forward, and am not a cat.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
All right, so Bambi, it sounds like you guys are heading to the Brine Lake.
Oh, this is a terrible idea.
Dude, this game is built on terrible ideas.
For
Trust me.
For those who are just coming up
I'm a
as
man
you
of science.
approach it, it is normally a Brine Lake has this feel of an underwater lake within the ocean, almost a cloud of mist covering the top of it. This one is different in that it is parallel with the space station, and so as you approach it, there's this clear evidence of almost like this veil between where you are and just past the brine lake. Bambi, I'm gonna need a piloting roll because there's some current starting to pick up as you get close to it. The whole thing starts shaking, and you can see several of the little indicators that pressure is becoming like increasingly difficult for the submarine to handle.
Okay, so I got 2 6s and no 1s on my stress.
Ooh, you do a stunt.
I know, badass. Rolling through as you
Yeah, badass cats with sunglasses.
as you pass through the Brine Lake. Each of you, Gibbs, Bambi, and Scooter, gain a stress
Kiss?
as you.
Oh.
No, that's another episode. We'll get there. Just on the other side of this Brine Lake, you notice something. This structure in the deep water. As you come closer, the kind of lights of the submarine pass over it, and you see the serial number of the same space or the same underwater domes that you guys just left. The exterior is deteriorated with bits of paint kind of shriveled up and twisted against it. The windows are pitch black. Doesn't look like there's any light from within the station at all. But I'll allow each of you guys to roll an observation roll as you guys see this structure. Beautiful.
Observations. I roll 5.
Do we need to?
don't
You said
need
that.
to.
You said that I gained a stress.
Yeah, all three of you gained a stress.
Okay.
Seeing this thing, this structure, reminiscent of where you just came from.
No, nothing for me.
I didn't roll any 6s, and stress. I roll a 6. I rolled 1 6.
Nice. Excellent.
So that means you
1 6
succeeded.
for observation.
Yeah. No, I had no 1s on my stress. I just had a 6.
Yeah.
6 still
Gibbs
means
are-
you succeed.
Gibbs, are you rolling?
For observation,
Mm-hmm.
got 1 6.
Excellent. So you guys both see this reflective glasses of what looks like a disheveled Dr. Penrose staring at you from one of the windows pressed against the glass. So you two both get another stress as this figure kind of ducks back under the window again and disappears into the station.
I
Probably gonna vocally be like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck?
What?
Did anyone else just see Dr. Penrose in that weird decrepit station, or am I way drunker than I thought I was?"
Oh no, you're drunk
Oh.
driving?
I saw what you
Jesus
saw.
Christ.
I mean, because Dr. Penrose did give me some of that whiskey.
I have a question. Did I lose any stress when I was comforted by the 2 ladies?
Yes, yes, you lost 1 stress.
Okay. Well,
So she's at 7. He's at 7.
I was at 7. I'm back up to 8 now.
Damn, gives you
Oh
stress.
my God.
I'm only at 3. I'm sorry, I'm at 4.
I'm at 2.
Oh,
You
fuck?
probably forgot about your last stress from last game.
Hashtag
No, I
stress.
counted the stress and then I removed the stress from when we talked about removing the stress.
We all lost 1 stress because of
Me.
in the office.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
office, he did an analytic. So, Jerica, did you remove 1 stress at the very beginning of the game?
No.
Yes. I was at
Oh.
3, went down to 2, got 2 again, then I got 4, went down to 7, now I have 8 again.
What the
So, yeah,
Wait, that doesn't
Uh,
make sense.
Maybe
It
I'm,
does. It
I'm
does.
bipolar.
don't worry about it. Scooter's like, I do believe it is time for us to perhaps think about not collecting specimens and get the fuck back inside.
Well, Scooter, it's not your call now, is it? Gibbs? Or should I call you Colonel Gibbs, probably? I don't know, I'll say Gibbs. Gibbs,
Gibbs. Yeah.
what do you want us to do here?
I think we should get our samples and get back to the station as soon as possible.
Alright, Scooter, just try and do this as quick as fucking possible because I'm
We should have
not cool right now. Got fucking 4 stress, and I don't contain it as well as Gibbs.
I don't know about this, man. It's game over, man. It's game over.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right, so yeah, what does Scooter need to do to collect samples?
So you're going closer to the station.
Yes. Ba-da-ding. That's what happens
We're
when you get
getting
close
samples
to the
from the
station.
station? I thought we were getting brine samples.
Yeah, you could just take the brine water itself. It just depends on what you want to grab with this new information.
Yeah, like Gibbs, do we want to go into the station? I think we just I think if we just get the brine and get out, maybe take some pictures.
I have a question. Do we have like radio contact with them? Maybe.
Mhm.
Like, could we be like? It's just maybe me and Kiwi.
Yeah,
and
you're
the
hearing
science
us
labs.
talking.
Well, I imagine like maybe like not everything, but like you'll
Yeah,
radio back to us.
unfortunately, any signal past the brine does not go through. It's all just garbage.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
fucking course
Cool,
it does.
cool. So I imagine like me and Kiwi were like hearing him talk, and then it was just like, what's
She's
that?
like, oh, well.
Listen, boss,
I
I'm
look
all
at Kiwi
for
like,
being brave and I'm all for adventuring, but there are 3 of us, and we are separated from our team. There is no reason for us to go any further without telling our team what is going on and reporting back and getting an SOS signal out. We
Bambi's-
come back, we
Bambi's
reconnect,
gonna side-eye Gibbs.
and we go together into this newfound glory.
Yeah, you
My
guys,
favorite band from the
as you're
early
kind of
2000s.
moving the submarine forward, the lights glancing off, past the serial number, you see kind of painted on the side with a sword, Gladius.
Oh my god, it's a ship.
No, it's a
Station.
Yeah,
Station.
Okay, station. Okay, cool.
That's our station.
What's our station called?
That sounds really happy.
Gladius, more like
We're so-
Sadius.
Glad.
Yeah, yours is I think K2. What? Yeah, it doesn't really have a lovely name because not really anyone lives there except for you
Gladius.
folk.
A gladius
Listen,
is
listen,
a Roman short sword.
Marshall, you do remember, hearing what Ms. Shores had to say. Something fucked up is happening right now. There was a copy of Ms. Shores on a game in which people knew exactly what she was doing, and now there was a copy of our ship or our station, and there was a fucked up version of Dr. Penrose. This is not fucking right, and we can't keep fucking dealing with this by our lonesome threesome. I get nervous when I'm nervous.
The way with words was Scooter. Truly a poet.
I mean, you are right. Something weird's going on here. He's freaking out again.
Can we collect the crew and come back, Doc? Boss.
You want us to go back, get Doctor, and come back out here in the middle of a storm.
And Kiwi. Don't forget about
We
Kiwi.
wait until after the storm, but
I
we
thought Kiwi
collect
was with
we
us.
collect Miss Shores, we collect the Doc, and we go together. But we do not do this.
Already
on-
here. Come
Well,
on, let's just get what we can get. I don't want to go on the creepy ship with the creepy doctor, but let's just get some brine shit and then go back.
All right,
Scooter,
let's
how
do
long
that.
is it gonna take you to get a sample?
It'll take me probably 15 minutes if I'm operating the arm of the submarine
Then
with my
do
heavy
that.
machinery +2.
6.
Excellent. So you guys
Make it 10.
are working on this stuff, and we're gonna shift on over to Dr. Penrose, alone in his little.
What?
Reese.
I'm there.
Oh, sorry. I thought you went to your office, but yeah, you don't leave Dr. Penrose alone. Kiwi and Dr. Penrose alone in the medical or the research facility.
I imagine the medical facility is like it's kind of right next to it, maybe, just since it's like science, medical.
Science.
Yeah,
this
everything's
room,
probably
I
right
suppose.
next to everything.
Yeah.
It's a tiny
Little tube hole.
station.
I like that
So-
it's 2 domes. It's cool though.
Kind of be like, you know, Isaac, I know this is the first time that we've experienced this sort of insanity, you know, sort of like pointing to Jeffrey,
Yeah.
you know, disfigured in here. But is there anything else you've encountered on our trip so far, or our station here, that gives you any clue as to what's going on? I mean, to be honest, I'm just having trouble. We were talking to him 20-30 minutes ago. Like, this is so fast and so crazy. I mean, is there anything else, any other sample you have in here that maybe you haven't, I don't know, talked about yet? Or
All the samples we've picked up have just been run in the mill. Just if we see it, we grab it just to calibrate these machines, and nothing like this. And this is, quite frankly, way out of my realm of expertise. I am blown away by everything I have seen here, and my realm of expertise is, it's not this. And these things that I'm seeing, I just don't even know what to do with them.
can I see if he's lying?
Yeah.
Is that observation? Or
For this one, use empathy manipulation.
okay.
Manipulate me.
Manipulate.
Ooh, you about to get
My expertise.
manipulated.
You bet. It's gonna be
Whoa.
awesome.
My manipulate is about to get.
Kiwi gonna manipulate.
Can I roll an anti-manipulation?
No.
Good. I just want to know how the game works.
There are 2 domes.
5 sixes. Dang.
Oh my
Dr. Penrose,
God.
open up your mind to Kiwi shores.
Okay, here it comes. 5. Wow. Okay. He has definitely been keeping secrets from you, and you know this by like the way he's been doing work lately. Or actually this whole time. It always seems like he's like doing 2 jobs at once. And like whenever you like come into the science lab, he'll like a lot of times like kind of like switch over to something else type of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh
Or
my
like, or you'll come into the room and like obviously like they're all like in this room. Imagine it's just like there's all this shit going on, and it's just like you'll open the door and be like Dr. Penrose, and there'll be like a straight like 2-3 seconds of silence, and then he'll like come back out of the corner of like the back.
I was just jerking
area.
off. Nothing.
Yeah. Don't look at my internet history, please. No. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. But right now it's like he doesn't know what's going on, but he's playing off his fear for extreme fascination. Like he is so excited by what he's seeing. But you also know that he doesn't really know shit about aliens, and he's really good with computers. Like there's a ton of computers in the back corner of the lab that he's always spending his time on. And like that, you know that like, I imagine maybe you did leave and like, well, you like everyone left and you left him, you know what I mean? And you did your thing. You're like, I'm going to go pretend that I'm down in my office. And you just like walk down the hallway 10 feet and just stand there. And like, you just hear me like, spend 2 seconds on the computers with the new stuff, and I literally ignore all of the stuff that's there and I go back to my computer. Like there's a really big mainframe, big chunk back in the corner, and it's always got shit on it, and it's like it's almost as if like when you go back there there's so much shit on it. It's like you would miss it if you hadn't been like constantly watching me all the time. And now like when you come in, the same thing's happening. You're like, Dr. Penrose, and like you can see the tank with the thing that's supposed to be splitting. Like obviously I should be standing there fascinated, but I'm not. Like I'm back doing my own research. And so it's like you see me just kind of like sweating, kind of just like yeah, so fuck.
Okay. Man, what do I do with that?
And I don't know that you know that, you know what I mean? Like,
run with it.
Yeah.
And I'm coming back up and just tapping on data pads on the tubes and just like, you know, I have like a small like little data pad I'm just like uploading information onto and just.
Okay. I think that I'm going to. So the sequence of events is it like. I just rolled for this right now, but we didn't necessarily have this conversation. Like this is just stuff that I've suspected about you.
Yeah, like you've been picking up on these little things over and over.
No, you
over
did.
The past
You were
months.
having a conversation, and you could tell from your previous experiences in this conversation that he was lying because of your previous experiences. Like,
Got it.
you're not fucking telling the truth. So you're still in conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you caught me in a bold-faced lie, and I don't know because I'm fucking stupid.
Right. Okay, I
what a
think
stupid doctor.
that I need to look something up here.
I'm scared.
It might be easier in my book if you tell me what you're looking up.
I don't know if I want to tell you what I'm looking up.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, I love it.
I really love
trust.
having a hard copy book, personally. It's so nice.
It is a really good book, too.
And it just feels so good.
Yeah, you get to touch them paper fingers with your pages.
Yeah,
Sorry, I did it again.
Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could ask you and not have anybody else.
Hey, everyone take off your headsets except me. and Nellie and no, I'm just kidding. I don't say that stuff. That's not my
Okay.
job.
I don't know if I want to blow it right now. I'm going to because it's whatever. How does Comtech relate to androids?
Knew it. God damn it! I wanted to be an android too.
Yeah. What do you want to try to do with it?
I want to reprogram him.
Ooh.
Or I want to like see what's going on, what he's been doing. Like I don't want to this bullshit with asking him when I know I can just do something about him.
Oh my god, I love this.
You fucking would, Harrison.
If only Scooter knew. Scooter would take him.
I thought Scooter was an android.
Oh no! See, I didn't even know
him.
that about Scooter. Oh, no.
Everyone's an android. No one just knows it yet.
Oh my
but
God, that's
Shores, you're gonna
beautiful.
have to knock the fuck out of Dr. Penrose.
You have to just probably disable me.
Okay.
Or to ask me to do it, or ask to do it to me. You could just ask to, you know, like now that the veil is lifted, like you can just talk to me.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if you're gonna tell me the
enter
truth
full
again.
authorization mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, Android isn't even in the fucking.
All right, I think it's more.
Yeah, it is.
It's more badass
it's in the
to
end.
knock him the fuck out. So.
Yeah, he hasn't even looked at you. He has a regular habit of ignoring you whenever you're around. So like, I think granted that you're not like carrying a fire axe down the hallway, dragging on the ground,
The
like,
Shining style.
Yeah, like he probably wouldn't even like pay your attention. Like he might even look at you, like just do the side eye glance and like see you come in the room, and be like, oh, you know, or we're talking, but like the whole time he's just like, he gives you that answer, and he always knows you hate whatever he says. So he's definitely just gonna be like, you know, just like back to work. Now he's just doing the pretend thing. Like,
yeah,
I'm running the tubes, maybe checking calibration on the ones that are empty. I do a couple things, some of them empty and fill up with just liquids and shit like that.
I think I'm gonna play as though I just, you know, am taking his answer for what it is, which is, you know, like, oh, he doesn't know anything about, you know, he knows nothing. And you know, maybe find a wrench that Scooter left behind in one of his many, you know, forays into the lab, and just like on the back of his head. All
right, go ahead and
Scooter feels
roll,
that like a disturbance in the force.
Strength close combat with +1, so you're gonna roll an additional die.
This escalated very quickly, and I am loving it. I'm loving it, dude. I'm loving it. I love that this is how you guys are finding out, and there's no way you could know, because she's clubbing me in the library with the pipe.
The lab science.
I got
room.
1 6 and no fails.
No ones.
No ones.
Yeah.
I think it's just your stress dice that matter.
Yeah, I like to think that it's either a wrench or a science participation trophy for Dr. Penrose.
It's a candlestick.
Yeah. And it's this beautiful moment, Dr. Penrose, as you get clubbed in the back of the head. This blue or really milky like substance trickles down your head as your systems start to put you into sleepy time. Yeah, milk.
That hurt. Wow.
Does not compute.
No, you'll just see me like spit milk all over the console I'm in front of, just like. And
wait,
just,
did you actually spit milk on yourself?
Yeah.
Why did you just have that there waiting?
Because I knew I was gonna get hit. Well, when I grabbed a cup of milk earlier when I got choked.
Everyone should have milk. Be like Harrison.
No, I'm not gonna have milk.
It's kind of a little warm now.
I'll have like cranberry juice.
Doesn't mix too well with the whiskey, but I'll make it work.
Kiwi, where are you taking this lovely android?
Yeah, I got comped.
Incapacitated state?
Milk.
I think
it's actually half and half.
So I think logically, and in my head, I'm like, okay, Scooter, he really just didn't even want to do this. So I don't feel like I have much time to work with what I've done. And so I think I'm going to keep him in the lab. There's plenty of equipment here, plenty of, I don't know, context stuff that I can take advantage of.
You probably would see, like, I have like a thing I would hook up into, and you'd probably know what it looks like. Like, I'd have a console that I would probably regularly hook up into, not even for like recharging, but for like just like checking on my systems and making sure everything's running. Like, you'd probably just be like, conk, oh, it's back in that corner, maybe. You know what I mean? Where I've been like tucked away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can Kiwi fix him? Like reprogram him, or she just was a fucking murderer?
You can do a lot of things to an android with a good Comtech roll,
So,
and it's
yeah,
really scary.
Technically, I could fix him. I could rebuild him.
Make him better. So you're dragging this body, and you notice in this tube, this kind of fleshy, without bones meat suit. You almost feel like it's smiling at you as it's pressing a hand, this kind of fluid, gangly hand against the glass, which kind of follows you and kind of pokes around the glass as you move this body. There is a slight power surge as the lights are kind of flickering on and off, and you see the computer next to where you just smashed Dr. Penrose light up with a text. It clearly says, as you kind of turn over and look at it, "Dear Kiwi Shores."
Fuck, man.
She's stressed.
I am sorry, but I'm not coming back. And it's signed Gibbs.
No. What?
So you gain 1 stress, and that's it for tonight.
But what?
Oh no! Oh my god!
But
oh
what?
my god!
What? I don't.
I'm gonna go ahead and say sorry to everyone for this. Is definitely my fault, but I am actually not sorry at all.
Don't be sorry for it.
Oh wait, no, here it is. Not sorry at all.
Oh my god.
Wait,
So-
Harrison,
This
you're
is
not
so
gone,
bad.
Like, you're still playing, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
okay.
dead. You literally just knocked me out for a second, and you're gonna hook me up to your computer.
Why is
and
Gibbs?
download
But why
Pandora.
is Gibbs gone? What happened?
Oh,
Like,
right.
why is Gibbs
Someone's
gone?
playing-
Are me and Scooter coming back, or just Gibbs is missing now?
I don't
bro.
know.
No,
You're not
Some-
Gibbs.
to prepare your.
It's not real. It's not real. It's a simulation, just like what happened to Kiwi the first time. Come
I
on.
don't like this. I don't like it.
We don't know.
The branch
we
was not a
shall
simulation.
see what happens next game. But
Gibbs
before
told me to write a message.
Oh, Kiwi mad.
Fuck, I
before
am
we
mad.
go to
Candy
sleep
crashes
and
the
have
sky.
wonderful, beautiful dreams about the ocean deep,
Or electric sheep.
or electric sheep.
Thank you.
without
If we're
their
an android.
bones, without their bones. We're gonna go around again. Let them introduce themselves. See what they got going on. And your favorite moment from this session. So let's start with Jeri.
Oh gosh. Favorite moment from the session. So many scary moments. I liked when B and Shores were consoling my strong man weakness. I felt very supported.
That was awesome. And who are you? What do you have going on that you'd like to plug if you'd like?
I don't have much going on, pretty much just this. But if you want, you can follow me on Instagram at Tazolove, TAZOLOVE. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. All right. We'll scoot on over to Mike.
Ah,
See what I
see
did
you
there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. My name is Mike. You can find me at No Land Baltimore. Let's see. My favorite part was the legitimate friction between the characters as they tried to figure out exactly what they're trying to do. Um, yeah, it's me.
Heck yeah. All right. And shuffling onto the shores of Nellie.
I'm Nellie Sorensen, Baltimore-based artist. Having fun with my first RPG, and I think my favorite moment was when Gibbs stressed the fuck out.
So much.
It was a beautiful moment. And with the, I guess, the complete opposite of a innocent Bambi, Meaghan. I'm really trying hard to shoehorn these names in. That's my fault.
That's fine. So I am Meaghan. I think my favorite part, actually, not really a part, is just kind of I guess I just kind of decided this, but I like that I got to show that I want it to be that Bambi or B, like, she has a thing with Gibbs, you know, like she respects Gibbs, she does stuff with Gibbs. And I got to show that, like, you know, I don't listen to people, but I respect Gibbs, I listen to Gibbs. So I got to Bambi got to show that today. I don't know, I have an Instagram. It is the Meaghan P. And that's it.
Awesome. All right. And I don't have one. So, Harrison.
I just forgot everything. Okay. My favorite part tonight. Actually, it makes sense that I forgot everything because was getting clubbed in the head. I thought that was just like an ultimate. Well, actually, I guess it was the first thing was splitting the party, and then having a copy of myself in a fucking abandoned station right next to the station we're in. Like, okay. And then now I'm a robot, so that's even spookier. It could be a real copy of me in that station. So holy crap. Yeah.
That was spooky AF.
Well, now it's got like 10 extra levels of spooky because it's like I don't know who that is.
Oh,
Like, it's not me, but it could be real. So holy crap! And you guys don't know anything, and like you guys might not even know anything by the time you get back. So like I'm super excited to see how like next week plays out.
Yeah,
Because like I have a feeling Kiwi's got pretty good contact, and I feel like this is the first time she's ever been able to like get the jump on me. You know what I mean? So it's like now she's like, what do I do with this?
Infinite power, cosmic power.
Yeah, she's like, you're going to kill them all for me. Yes.
I feel like I'm
yes,
just
mother.
freaking out.
I will.
Yay, mommy is happy. And with that, people, of course, you will find us here next week, continuing on with this Cray Cray, which is going to be a lot of amazing stuff coming up.
I'm so scared.
Yeah,
scared.
so
I really am. As a robot, not so scared, and I'm glad I could say that. But as a human, so scared.
I mean, I'm fucking scared.
It's gonna be great. So definitely check out pennyforatail.com for updates, as well as join our Discord over at the Penny for a Tale Network. All this information you can check out on the YouTubes if you're watching. And otherwise, it has been a pleasure. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you in the deep next week.
Yeah.
Swim, motherfuckers.
Oh my god.
Now I'm a pilot.